Hi everyone, Seb here, and today I want to talk about mental health and what I do as an animal rights activist to take care of myself. This is something that unfortunately is not talked about a lot in the animal rights movement because there's unfortunately this attitude of if the animals don't get any rest, then I shouldn't get any rest either, and I should just continue doing activism all the time, no matter what I'm feeling, no matter how my mental health is. However, this is an extremely destructive way of looking at animal rights and even your own advocacy career in animal rights. The reason why I say this is because I've seen so many people burning out throughout the past 4 or 5 years in which I've been doing activism, people who just are literally not able to get back into it because they push themselves so much without taking care of themselves that any time that they consider even of doing some activism, they just feel so horrible and are physically not able to get themselves to do it. And unfortunately, they are not the only victims of this result. The animals are also the victims because then you have one less activist. So I want to make this clear from now. Self-care is just as important to you as it is for the animals that you're fighting for. You cannot just act like you can do this forever without taking any rest. And you should definitely not make it seem like you don't take any rest when you actually do, because then you're kind of making it seem like it is possible to do this forever without ever taking care of yourself. So I unfortunately felt a lot of periods throughout the past 2 to 3 years in which I was really exhausted, and I've had even periods where I was just not, let's say, creative enough to think about projects and think about what more I can do. I felt like I'm just blocked and I'm not able to think about new ideas or new projects or new campaigns or anything. I could go for hours and hours talking about what I've heard from different people and what has been working for other people, but in this video I just wanted to quickly share what I've been doing recently, and by recently I mean during the past year to year and a half. Maybe it works for you. I do want to make sure that everyone is aware I am not at all in any way a health professional, so whatever I say is just my own experience. It doesn't necessarily mean that it will work for you. If it does, absolutely amazing. But do consider seeing a mental health specialist if you feel like you're at a point where you don't even know what to do for yourself. So for me, one of the few things that has been working very well is getting active as much as I can. As you all know, I make a lot of videos and I spend a lot of time either on my phone or on my laptop, which means I don't really get enough movement throughout the day. So one thing that I've been doing is any type of physical sport, whether that's working out or cycling or even going on for walks, as much as I can in order to get more active and feel like I'm getting some movement done throughout the day. It has been shown several times by scientists and psychologists who talk about the importance of movement and how much it can help with your mental health. And for me, this has definitely worked. So I do encourage everyone to try this out. Another thing that I try to do as much as I can, however, I have problems with commitment, is meditation. And by meditation, I don't mean sitting for hours every single day. I literally sometimes just mean 1 minute. 1 minute alone is actually quite nice before you sit down and start working. It puts you in this mindset where you feel more calm and you feel more concentrated. But of course, you can definitely do more than 1 minute. You can do 5 minutes, you can do 10 minutes. 10 minutes for me is the best one because I don't lose a lot of time and I'm also not doing just 1 minute. So this could be as simple as Anapana meditation, which is just concentrating on your breath, going in and going out for 10 minutes straight as much as you can. It is not as easy as it sounds, but I do recommend that you give it a try and see if you can do it because it definitely helps a lot. So one other thing that I've done that is related to meditation is breathwork. I started breathwork around April this year, and it was really something that I wasn't sure about. I was initially interested in it because I read about Wim Hof, who's a Dutch man who has complete control over his body, especially in extreme temperatures. He can control his body temperature and things like that. And he has developed a very specific technique of breathwork in which he explains how to do everything. You can find a lot of his videos on YouTube. That's how I started initially. But then I was interested in something else that he was promoting, which was taking ice baths. And this is where I really want your attention. So a few months ago, I actually started doing ice baths myself. The first time I sat in an ice bath, I stayed in there for I think 5 or 6 seconds, and my whole body was in so much pain that I had to immediately get out. And even when I got out, I couldn't even walk well because my feet were hurting so much. But then a few days later, along the breath work, I took my second ice bath and a third ice bath, and within 5 days I was able to sit down in the ice bath for at least 2 full minutes. And that just shows how fast it changed, just how much power the breath has. So what I wasn't aware of is the impact that taking ice baths and breathwork was gonna have on my mental health and my daily life. Only a few weeks after I started doing ice baths regularly, I started feeling a massive impact on my mental health in general, which was not something I was expecting, which is why it was so interesting. I started falling asleep much easier. I started waking up at 5:30 or 6 a.m. full of energy, ready to start the day. I started feeling less anxious in situations where I would definitely feel more anxious usually. And I really realized that my overall mental health improved. And as you can imagine, the more I felt the impact that the ice baths and the breath work and the workout or physical exercise that I was doing, the more I got into it. And it was really good for me because I didn't necessarily start because of a certain result that I was expecting. It was really something that I realized. And I realized that every single time I was taking an ice bath, I was training my mind to find comfort in discomfort. And the more I did that, the more I was able to have my mind ready to find comfort in situations where I would usually find discomfort in my day-to-day life. And that's when I realized that this is probably how it works. You basically training your mind to find comfort and strength in situations that are very uncomfortable, that are very painful sometimes. And that same thing is being applied in your day-to-day life. So, and this just reminds me how powerful our minds are and how well we can train them if we take the time to do it. If you have the ability to do ice baths, I'd definitely ask you to give it a try. I mean, it's not that difficult. You can buy, or if you have at your disposal, it's quite simple. All you need is something that you can sit in, which you can fill up with water and put ice in. If you have a bathtub, that's perfect for it. If not, you can have something that's like a huge trash can, which is what I use. And I just fill it up with water. I get around 30 to 40 kilos of ice. I put it in and I sit in there as much as I can. I get out every couple of minutes, take a few breaths, and then get back in over and over again until I feel like the water is not that cold anymore. If you have a certain gym membership which also offers ice baths, that's even much easier for you. All you have to do is take your towel with you and give it a try as well. I am only sharing with you what worked with me. Again, it doesn't necessarily mean that it works for everyone. I really want to emphasize on this. Different people get affected by different things in different ways. And for that exact reason, we cannot just expect to find this one cure that works for everyone. However, if you have done ice baths yourself, please let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your experience with it. But in general, there's a lot of information that you can find on the internet, especially on YouTube. I'm not asking you to go on some guru's channel and see all the pseudoscience they're sharing. I'm asking you to do something as simple as breathing with your eyes closed and just concentrating on your breath as much as you can, as many times as you can throughout the day or throughout the week. One more thing that I want to quickly talk about is try to find your old hobbies. See what you were interested in the past, what you did before you started doing more and more animal rights activism, and now because of your busy schedule you're not able to do. Because disconnecting your mind and concentrating on some of your hobbies every now and then, although it seems like you're taking a full break from your work, whether that's animal rights activism or anything else, it's actually very healthy for the brain in order for it to become more creative and in order for you to rest more. And the more you rest, the more creative you can be, the better you can be, the healthier you can be. So please, I beg you, if you are an animal rights activist, for your sake and for the animal's sake, take care of yourself. Stop thinking that just because the animals do not get to rest and you don't get to rest, this is not a competition of who's gonna suffer more. You're not helping yourself, you're not helping the animals, and you're definitely not helping the movement if you're putting dangerous ideas out there, such as we don't have time for mental health. That's it for today. That's all I wanted to share with you. I wanted to make a quick video and share this with you, and I really want to encourage all of you to take more care of yourselves. You know, I have so many friends who are unfortunately in a place where they don't really get to do more activism because of their mental health, and it's really sad because they were really great activists, and I wouldn't want anyone to go through that because it doesn't make them happy that they can't do more activism. They're frustrated that they can't, but at the same time they can't do much to change it. I hope this video will help you find some type of way that could help you take care of yourself and your mind and your health. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification button, and do share with me in the comment section below what you're doing, if you are doing anything at the moment for your mental health. If you would like to support my work on a monthly basis for anywhere from $1, please check out my website SEBALEX.org or ethicsoverhabits.com for vegan merchandise that are fair trade and organic. Thank you again for watching. I'll see you in the next video.